Have you guys ever wanted to become programmers because you loved games so much and wanted to be a part of the game-making process?
Nah, Joe, I love money way too much to spend time on anything that isn't going to make me billions of dollars. I'm pretty sure he's a spy trying to get government secrets from you, Joe.
Have I ever told you guys that story about that time I almost got snapped up by a snapping turtle?
Damn it, guys, shut up. You're making me lose focus. Can't you guys see I'm getting my ass handed to me over here?
All right, guys, we're back at it again with another playthrough of Resident Evil 4. Last time we played, we beat that giant fish boss. How are you guys feeling about this game so far, guys?
Joe, did you just call the lake monster a quote-unquote giant fish boss?
Yeah, Joe, are you being serious right now? You could have at least called it a shark boss or the lake boss. Never thought I'd ever hear that thing get called a giant fish.
Nah, guys, you guys are reading too much into this. That boss is in a lake, and there's usually fish in lakes, not sharks, Barack.
Yeah, Barack, your suggestion was equally as dumb as Joe's was.
Nah, guys, that thing was huge, and sharks are also huge, and so it's not that bad to call that thing a shark. But calling it a fish is way worse. Also, the reasoning to call it a giant fish is dumb because fish don't have teeth, and also ponds don't just have fish, Joe. They sometimes also have turtles. That thing could have been a giant snapping turtle with mutated teeth.
It could also have just as easily been a giant fish with mutated teeth, Barack. Also, we never said anything about a pond. This is a lake, not a pond. Just accept that you are equally as useless as Joe when it comes to naming things.
Nah, Donald, I obviously meant lake. You're just looking for problems where there are none. Plus, I didn't hear you coming up with names for that thing.
That's because your hearing is just as bad as your ability to name things. I called it the quote-unquote lake monster. It's the most obvious name for it. Joe, didn't you hear me call it the quote-unquote lake monster?
Nah, Donald, I don't even remember how this conversation started, to be honest. All I remember is Barack talking about a snapping turtle. Those things are scary. Which reminds me, have I ever told you guys that story about that time I almost got snapped up by a snapping turtle?
Damn it, Joe.
Ha ha ha, go ahead, Joe. Tell us all about how you almost got snapped up by a snapping turtle. And take your time, Joe. We've got all day.
Nice, Barack. Thanks. The story's a little long, so I do think I'll need to take my time.
No, Joe. You're not about to tell us about some stupid snapping turtle. Save that story for after we finish the game and on our way back home.
You mean after we finish the playthrough, right, Donald? Because we aren't finishing the game in one day. I mean, it did take us 4 full days to get to the giant fish boss after all.
Sure, Joe. Yeah, that's what I mean.
The game's only going to get harder from here, guys. These guys can grow alien heads now, so headshots won't do us any good from now on because most of them are going to have an alien head just waiting to come out.
Yeah, but sometimes in this game, even if you don't shoot them in the head, the alien head still comes out, so it doesn't really make a difference.
Nah, Donald, I think it does make a difference. I think that the more people you headshot, the more people are going to have alien heads. I think that there's only a select few NPCs that are programmed to have alien heads, no matter how you handle them. Speaking of NPCs and programming, have you guys ever wanted to become programmers because you loved games so much and wanted to be a part of the game-making process?
Nah, Joe, I love money way too much to spend time on anything that isn't going to make me billions of dollars.
That's literally your response for everything, Donald. And honestly, it's getting old.
Yeah, Barack, that's how it should be. Money isn't worth anything if it doesn't become old money.
That's obviously not what I meant, Donald. You know what? Never mind. Anyways, Joe, I have thought about becoming a game developer as well as a programmer because I was playing games so much, and they are so much fun that I decided I wanted to become a part of the game-making process. But then I gave up after a week because I realized it wasn't as fun as I was expecting it to be. I mean, the game development and programming sectors are super tough to learn. I decided it's best if I remain a brain-dead consumer because that's way easier than being a developer.
Yeah, I get what you mean, Barack. I also almost gave up, but luckily I had good friends that helped me along the learning process, so I did actually manage to learn game development.
Stop lying, Joe. There's no way you learned a skill as hard as game development. You had probably just been severely sleep-deprived and started hallucinating things.
Not gonna lie, Joe, I'm with Donald on this one. When I was trying to make my way through the game development industry, I found it impossibly difficult. I don't think that I would have done any better if I had a friend to help me through it.
Nah, guys, you guys just don't believe in me because you think I'm dumb just because I'm sleep deprived sometimes and because I forget things easily. Also, Barack, if you had a friend as good as mine who tells me to never give up, then you would have never given up on game development. But you keep making fun of people and undermining them, so it makes sense why you don't have friends who will support you when you need their help.
Who is this friend of yours who is so kind he motivates you and does his best to increase your self-esteem, Joey?
Yeah, Joe, I'm also curious.
It's the same guy who recommends games to me sometimes and tells me important information about games that some people don't know.
Name, Joe. Give us a name, please. Telling us about other things he does for you doesn't give us any useful intel on him.
Yeah, Joe. Wait, hand me the controller. It's my turn now. But, Joe, why would he want you to keep him a secret? That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, Joe, something fishy is going on here. Are you sure he's a good person who's been motivating you to achieve things in life? I'm pretty sure he's a spy trying to get government secrets from you, Joe. He's obviously just being kind to you to gain your trust. I would be careful with him if I were you, because men don't just go around motivating each other. That's very unlikely.
No, guys, he's not some spy trying to get secrets from me. Let's leave this conversation alone, guys. We're at the second boss fight now, and there's a chance you're going to give us our second ever loss during our playthrough so far, Barack.
You're right, Joe. There might be some spy who's gotten close to you to get government secrets from you, Joe, but beating this boss right now is way more important. I'm going to need to focus, so let's leave this conversation for another time.
Agreed. Hey, guys, look, it's that dog we saved during our first playthrough. I can't believe you guys wanted to get rid of him instead of set him free.
You're the one who wanted to get rid of him, Joe. Barack is the one who wanted you to set him free. And I said that I didn't care either way because it's a useless dog that doesn't do much but act as a 5-second distraction. In not so many words, of course.
Nah, Donald, I told you guys that I was kidding, though, and then I set him free, remember?
Nah, Joe, I don't remember that bit.
Stop lying, Donald. You do remember. You remember, though, right, Barack?
Nah, Joe. All I remember is that I'm the only person who's given us a loss so far. So I have to make absolutely sure that I don't lose again, because then I'll be both the first and second ever losses. So I can't engage in any conversation right now. Sorry, Joe.
Nah, it's fine, Barack. I understand. I would also be supremely focused like you are right now if I were you. No one wants to be the biggest loser when playing games. Get him, Barack. We're rooting for you.
What's this we business, Joe? You might be rooting for him, but I'm sure as hell I'm not. I want him to be our only loss twice, and that way we will have more reason to clown him.
Damn it, guys, shut up. You're making me lose focus. Can't you guys see I'm getting my ass handed to me over here?
You seem to be under the impression that I want you to win for some reason, Barack. Like I said, it would be in my best interest if you lose again, because that will give me infinite roasting material.
I'm still rooting for you, Barack. But I must admit that if you do catch a second loss for us, then I will have no choice but to join Donald in roasting you. You're going to be so nice and crispy when we're done flaming you that you'll look like Asian crispy fried chicken.
Thanks for that, Joe. You're a really good friend. I mean, with friends like you, who needs enemies?
You're welcome, Barack.
Ha 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 ha, you're done for, Barack. Hand me the controller. Let me handle this.
Wow, Barack. This must be so embarrassing for you. You used to talk such a big game about how good you are at video games, but now when it's time to deliver, you're just falling flat on your face. What do you have to say for yourself?
You guys kept distracting me on purpose by talking to me the entire time. Obviously, the only logical conclusion is that I would lose.
Excellent cop-out, Barack. I honestly doubt that I could have done it any better myself.
Yeah, Barack, just admit that your gaming skills aren't really as good as you believe they are.
Nah, Joe, my gaming skills are as good as I say they are. The only problem here is you guys talking to me while I'm playing. I mean, have you ever seen people talking to the players during gaming tournaments? There's a reason for that.
Nah, Barack, you're forgetting one key element to all of this.
And what's that, Donald?
You're forgetting the fact that we also talk while we play the game, but we never took a loss during our playthrough so far. I mean, I'm the one playing and I'm talking to you right now, right? That means that you are the worst player amongst all of us here. You literally have the only 2 losses on our stats page, which means that you are literally the biggest loser here. See, Barack, that's how it's done. No need to brag about how good a player I am. I just put my thumbs where my L3 is and I do what I need to do.
Ha ha ha, yeah, Barack. Asterisk on the L3 because you're probably going to be our third loss in a few playthroughs. For your sake, I hope that doesn't happen because then you will not want to come over to play games anymore because you will feel too embarrassed.
Nah, guys, I would never chicken out from playing games. All this has taught me today is that I have to up my game and focus more because you guys are actually starting to believe that you're on my level. And I can't be having any of that.
Nah, Barack, we think that we are above your level. Since you're the only one who's lost twice and me and Joey over here have lost literally 0 times, you're a loser compared to us, Barack. I mean, just look at the stats page.